Good morning, everybody. Boy, am I tired. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. All right, so I had an earphone in so I can hear, so everything is sounding good. Hey, everybody, I hope y'all are all doing well. AJ, the CEO here. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm back from a not a long enough vacation, but I am here. Missed y'all. Excited. And just to be honest with y'all, I am running off of 2 hours of sleep right now. Had a lot of things that we've had to change overnight. So I have been working, tried to be asleep and not get up until like 9, but out of habit, I always wake up at 6:30. Even if I go to bed at 5:30, I'm just programmed to wake up at 6:30 for some odd reason. Hey, everybody. Again, hello. Thank you so much for joining me. We do this every Friday where I hope to try and help you on your journey and make stuff just a little bit easier for y'all. Now, I'm going to jump ahead, folks, because guess what? Guess what is happening next Saturday? It is the much anticipated, a lot of work, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of bumps on the road. Missionary Virtual Conference, July 24th is session number 1. We're excited about it, folks. We got a lot of stuff going on, and I meant to upload. I was working on a video to try and give you a promo of how everything is going. I actually uploaded them on YouTube, but like I said, time has gotten away from me. I might cut over and play them so you can see them. I might put a post or something like that so you can actually see it. I'll do that probably while we're talking. But thank y'all so much, folks. If you haven't, make sure you join us on our Facebook group where it's like this every single day. And you got people from all over the world coming together to help minister and help each other in media, because it's not about the denomination. It is about us working together under one purpose. That's how we can actually do more. And I adjusted my camera there. Let you know, folks, if I cannot get to your question here, know that you can always hit me up at questions@ajhomes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours. And I still have not updated this because I don't know where that file is, that graphic on my computer. So when I have some more time, I will try and update it. Yeah, so let's give a bunch of shout outs. We got a bunch of people on here. And we got a whole bunch of conference teachers in here as well, too. Let's go. Parker, hello. Parker Jennings. Francisco, hello. T Pocket, hello. Francisco, one of our teachers. Anthony Thompson, hello. One of our other teachers. He doesn't know he's going to be teaching a class with me talking about live streaming gear and his experience of building his own live streaming system. Advent Flame, hello. Lamorris Hampton, hello. Miss Congeniality, hello. Jay Troy, what is up? Stephen Hawkins, hello. Danny Harvey, hello. Anthony Simmons, hello. Streets of Destiny, what's going on? I do not even want to attempt to butcher your name, but hey, thanks for joining me from Nigeria. Awesome. Mr. Joe Lee, hey, good morning. We're better together. Hey, how are you doing? I'm glad you're doing well. Thanks for joining. Oh, my gosh, folks. Maybe I don't know. I wanted to play this one video, but I don't know. We'll get to it. I'll probably link to it or something like that later on because I need to clean it up and make it all look nice and neat. But let me do some shout outs early right now. So while I'm here, I want to thank the patrons. Man, I could not do any of this without them. They have helped for over a year keep this ministry rolling. And Thank you so much. Our latest patron was Sandra Wilson. Thank you so much. You too can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. This is where you're helping us train media ministries all over the world. Or if Patreon is not your thing, you can also become a member on here on YouTube. So if you have been a member, like I said, I'm running off at 2 hours of sleep. So if you have been on here and you're not on this list, my apologies. Charge it to my head, not my heart. And we're going to be getting around to doing all of that good, fun stuff. I got that done. No memes, no pictures, no news alerts, no tech deals today, because we're just knocking out questions because we got a lot of stuff. And got back from Florida, and I have been hitting the road hard because we got about 7 installs. I got a bunch of equipment over here to my left. I don't know if you can see it. Over there, it's a whole bunch of stuff over here. I got about like 8 cameras that are coming in. Gotta go and fix something that somebody's complaining about. I mean, that's the nature of how it is. But anyway, I think I've blabbed enough. Let's go ahead to our first question by Parker Jennings. Oh, my back. I got a Stream Deck. I've already made some of my buttons on the software. How do I export and import the button layouts to the software? I downloaded 15 key version. I have the software. Okay, so inside the software, it actually makes it easy. Now, when you're saying copy, in export, are you trying to export it and go into another computer, or what? I need some specifics on that, and I will come back to your question. And also Parker, before I say that, he was also saying I downloaded the wrong version of the software. I need the 32 key version. The software is exactly the same. I have the 32 and I have the 15. It's all the exact same software. I don't know why they say make it look like it's different. It's all the exact same software. So inside the software, let me bring mine up over here. Take this down. Let's go to monitor number 4. Yep. So if we go over here to our software, like I said, they're all exactly the same. So inside of here, see, I have my Stream Deck, but then, actually I have all 3, but all of them will show up in here. And then you can just click on which one you want. And once you plug in a new Stream Deck, it will give you the option of saying, do you want to copy this over to the other one? So all the software is exactly the same. So you don't really need to worry about it at all. Let's see what else we got. Lamorris Hampton says that he is in the media booth ready for class. Hey, we're trying to bring it to you. Advent Flame Media wants to know, what are my thoughts on Windows 11? Initially, I thought it looked good, but the fact that every single one of my computers says it's not compatible, which is typical Microsoft. It's asking for some little stupid piece of turn on switch or something like that in your motherboard, which I don't like. It seems okay. I want to maybe download the demo and play around with it. I did build another system behind me because I needed a DVD replicator for the graduation stuff that I did. So I just built one because I had enough parts left over. I might try and drop it on there because I'm just burning DVDs. There's no serious software on there. So I don't know. We'll see. Jay Troy, any experience with Proclaim presentation software? Very little. I have not messed with it in quite a while. But honestly, what I think the next move I'm about ready to do is do a lot of, I'm thinking about just buying all of the versions of software, especially the ones that is a one-time fee, or maybe I might buy once a month type of thing, just so I can have access to them because, I think I said this to y'all before I went on vacation, but just to let y'all know that this is all I do. Yes, I run a company that helps installs media equipment and integrations and technologies and computers. But last Sunday was officially where I stepped down from playing because my responsibilities in helping other media ministries has just taken up way more time. And then in prayer, it's kind of, I'm taking another step. in this direction. So all I do is YouTube, help train media ministries and my company. So, yeah, I don't even know where that came from. But anyway, yeah, that's where it came from. The idea is I'm probably going to start stockpiling a lot of software and equipment from a standpoint that my setup is not a YouTube studio. My setup is a miniature media ministry, with all the equipment that I do to try and help and do same stuff that I install in ministries. This is what I have a scaled down version of. So I probably will invest in my company and actually buy all the software that I possibly can within reason, to where I can help y'all and do more tutorials and things like that. So that's where that came from. Steven wants to know, how was the vacation? Not long enough. I left out Monday this week at 5 a.m, got there at 9, relaxed for 2 days. I went to Fort Lauderdale and literally had about an hour of sunshine, and then there was a thunderstorm all the rest of the day on Monday. Stayed inside, tried to force myself to sleep because, like I said, I always wake up. Didn't really do anything. I had to teach my class in Jamaica, my e-missionary conference down there at ECU, but that wasn't until 8 p.m. Really, really relaxed. I did have a headache. Honestly, I was just stressed. I think my blood pressure was super, super high, and I just went straight vegan. Well, actually, no, pescatarian while I was there. Eat nothing but vegetables and a very little amount of fish. And honestly, just tried to decompress, but honestly, it wasn't enough time. I was only there for 2 days and then literally came back first thing in the morning Wednesday. And the nonsense, and I say that lightly, started when I was in the airport heading back. So, yeah. But we're going to be going on another one for my birthday, getting away for a week for my birthday in September 5th. Be back before my daughter starts school. And then we're to Vegas for NAB in October. And then I have a cruise that I booked well before COVID in December that I got at a very, very, very cheap price. Hopefully, if everybody behaves themselves, I will be on a cruise in December. I normally used to go on 2 cruises a year, but that was before everything. But thank you for asking. Danny Harvey, any idea if the AVCam's PTZ cameras will work with my ATEM Mini Studio Pro at 1080i 5994? Yes, it will, because that's exactly one of the ones that I have installed at my church. And before we went to the ATEM Television Studio HD, we had the ATEM Television Studio, the original. And yes, there is and hold on, I got one over here. Actually got one right here. There is a knob right there to where you can turn it to do to that setting. And honestly, even though the ATEM says it's looking for 1080i 5994, sometimes I've had to set it to 1080i 60 and it works. But yes, it will. Hopefully that helps. Anthony, in need of a consult in Prince George County, Maryland. I was just there a couple of days ago. But if you need to do a consultation, Anthony, all you got to do is hit me up here, and I still never slowed that down. It's ajhomes.com/consultations. I will reach out to you, or Dee will reach out to you, my ever astute business admin who's keeping me straight and helping me monitor my schedule so that I don't overbook myself. But yes, please do that. But let you know, I have about 7 installs lined up, and I'm at a media ministry or somewhere almost every Sunday going all the way up to September. So, but we will try and work with what we can. Let me see. I was going to say, and thank you. He said, you can call me Dave. Hello, Dave. M&S Mobile Notary. Hello. I don't recall seeing you in a while, but thanks for coming back, yeah? Good morning. We got some folks from Philly. I'm supposed to be coming to Pennsylvania sometime soon. Dee was telling me we're trying to organize something. A church wants me to come up there. Actually, about 3 churches want me to come up there. So we're trying to work on that. Good morning, Steve from Iowa. I think that's one state I have not been to. Love to come out there. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Guess what, folks? We just hit, I'm looking at it right now. We hit 41,100 subscribers. I'm excited about that. Just to remind y'all, I think I took the image down. Oh, no, I didn't. Let's see if this will show up here. Once we hit 50,000 subscribers, PTZ Optics is giving me a PTZ camera to give away to one lucky person. You can go to grow.ajhomes.com/50K giveaway. And once we hit 50,000 subscribers, folks, we're going to give something away to some folks and help them out. You know what? And I might even sweeten the deal a little bit. If we can should I do it? How about this? If we can hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of August, I will throw in, as a secondary gift, I'll throw in an ATEM Mini Extreme. How about that? So again, we hit 50,000 subscribers. You got to share, like, and pass it on the channel to as many people as possible. But when we hit 50,000 subscribers, PTZ Optics is going to give me a 20X PTZ camera I can give away to some folks. And I will throw in to someone else as a secondary prize an ATEM Mini Extreme on the house by me. So hopefully y'all like that. Mr. Clarence, hello. Good morning, sir. We're better together. How do you download YouTube videos to media tab within? How do you upload downloaded media videos to the media tab within ATEM streaming software? If you are using anything less than the ATEM Television Studio ME, they do not play videos. They only do still images, and they don't do slide graphics or things like that. If you have an ATEM Mini or something like that, if you want to play videos, you need to play it through some type of presentation software. So like what I do is you can play it through Presenter by Worship Extreme, Pro Presenter by Renewed Vision, Proclaim, OpenLP, all this other stuff. Or honestly, I keep forgetting to do this. What you could do is just hook up another computer with OBS, put all the videos in there, and connect OBS to the ATEM so it plays it like it's a media player. I've been meaning to do a video on that, but I've just been so busy. Yeah, so ATEM Minis, ATEM Television Studio HD, all the way up until you get to the ME switchers, they do not play videos, so you can't upload them there. Dave, how do I permanently solve the issue with changing VGA cables and splitters used for displaying our Easy Worship on screens? What do you mean by permanently solve the issue of changing VGA cables? If you're having an issue with VGA cables going bad, you might have an electrical or a grounding issue that's causing something. VGA cables are just copper cables. If they're going bad, either electricity is shorting out the splitters, or there's something that's sending a surge and messing up those cables. I would look into that if possible. Augustus Washington Jr. Good morning, AJ. Have you ever used VideoSom software, and what do you think about it? I've used it once. But it was like a while ago. Like I said, it's a lot of software out there, and I really need to just do a deep dive and just go make a playlist on every single. And I hope I'm not biting off more I can chew, but have a whole lot of software like this. But no, I have not used it recently. Let me see. In Philip, do where I can source USB in. I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. Let me see. USB source in the HDMI out cord. I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. My bad. JHB, is it better to set up a separate router to connect all the PTZ cameras and controller to keep that load off of the streaming router? I would say no, because it depends on, well, it all depends on how you're using your PTZs. Are you using your PTZs as NDI, or are you just using them just to network? Because it doesn't send a lot of traffic over your network. Give me some info on how you're doing that. Back to Lamoris. Do you recommend using separate computers for in-house service using ProPresenter and online services using vMix? Yes, because I'd like to separate everything, because if you do everything on one system and it fails, you're out completely. But if you have everything separate and say ProPresenter fails, hey, you can still live stream. You know, that's just me. But again, I understand everybody's budget. If you can it all run on the same system, yes. If I had a choice, I would recommend you separate them. That's just me. Gabriel is asking, have you ever used the intercom system? Yes, I have. We actually did a video for the Hollyland intercom system that they blessed me with. And that was the very first intercom system that we had. So that's my only reference, but there are a bunch of other ones you can use. There's a free app on Android and Apple called Beartooth, I believe it is. And it uses a premium, an app exclusively to be like a walkie-talkie to go back and forth with everybody there. They just need headphones and the earbud with a mic, and they can talk that way, and they need to be in the range and on Wi-Fi. But then there's other ones that go from free all the way up to the Hollyland one that they blessed us with was like $1,800, but then it can go up even higher than that. So that was our first experience, but I mean, I really like that. Rich, yeah. On an earlier OBS version, I made changes to a scene in studio mode, and it wouldn't affect the live stream until I applied it. Is there a way with the new version to make changes to the live scene? If you are in studio mode, no. In studio mode, you can only make changes to what's in preview. And then once you switch it over, it becomes that. So, for example, let me plug my webcam in here so I can actually show you. Let's see. Let me switch this over so that we don't have a loop going on. And this is just an example. All right. So, for example, if we cut over to my computer over here. So normally in non-studio mode, like I have right now, I can make adjustments to anything on here. But once you go into a studio mode, I need to be careful. I don't even know, like for here. I can't make any adjustments. These adjustments, are all in reference to what you're getting ready to go to. So it's like OBS is acting as a switcher. There's no way that I know of that you can interact with the program out unless you do a transition, and now you can play with this setting. So hopefully that helps you. Oasis of Hope, Chicago. I'm supposed to be coming to Chicago pretty soon. I'm using Presenter on a Mac that is connected to a projector. Can I have can I get the output to go full screen? Can I have? Well, what do you mean? Like, how are you using it right now? Because if you're connecting it to your Mac, this running presenter is connected to the presenter to your projector. Yeah, I need a little bit more detail, because technically when you connect the projector to any computer, you have an option of treating that as a secondary screen. You can either set it as extended or set it as to duplicate the actual thing that your current screen, or you can just have it turned off. What you need to do is have it turned on and set in the operating system as a secondary monitor. So if I open up presenter here, hopefully we don't have an update. Good, they didn't do an update in the entire days I was out on vacation. So if I come over here to presenter, and there we go. I come over here to my settings. See, I have 4 monitors on my computer. So the first thing is you need to make sure under screen configuration that you have your main audience output pointing to one of the monitors so that it outputs. If you're not seeing anything like this, most likely in OS X, it's not seeing your projector as a second monitor, but make sure you're doing that. That is extended and it's not duplicating. And if you want to, once you have that set, you would just come in here under the gear and then screen configuration, and then you need to set the screen. And then that should get you what you're looking for, hopefully. Kevin, hello from Austin, Texas. Well, welcome. Let's jump over here. Oh, and the text is small, but I'll read it for y'all if y'all can't read that. Will an AMD Ryzen 3 3200G processor 3.6 gigahertz with a Wraith cooler work just as well as an AMD 3? They're both the same. All the Ryzen processors are unlocked. They're actually the same. So you should be good. Papa Midnight, going back to asking about Video Song, says it works great with OBS. So awesome. Micah wants to know, is the eMissionary Conference all virtual? Yes, it is. It is only virtual. There are a couple of teachers who are going to be teaching people locally. I think Otis is doing that and somebody else. But yes, it is completely virtual because we didn't know how long COVID was going to go on. But we are learning a lot from this, and I'm really asking for y'all's grace. I blame this all on me because this is my first time setting up something like this. And it seems like it's a lot of things to juggle that I didn't even think about. I want to shout out Michael Fair, Francisco West, Rosalind West, and a bunch of other people who were the intercessory prayer warriors for this conference, which I didn't even have a mind to even think about. It's just, we have Mark Carter, Jaleel Brown, Josh, the graphic artist. We partner with Faith Network, but because of my own mistakes, I had to pretty much change our website so that we can go in a different direction. But I just want to thank them for that. But I say all that to say that this is not the end. Right now it's going to be virtual. The plan is to have something on site, but it's always going to be virtual because that's what we teach, is to share the ministry online. So even when we have somebody somewhere locally that people can gather, we're still going to have an online component. And the idea is to have this in multiple countries every single year to help and train. That's what it's all about. But this year, yes, it is all that. You can still get registered. There you just go to emissionaryconference.com, HTTPS. You can get your ticket. It's $75, very cheap. And you will have access to all of the teaching and training for an entire year. You can go, we're on the 24th and the 31st. One ticket gets you access to both. So Yes, please. is open to everybody. And it's not just for media folks. It is for anybody to understand the importance of media ministry in general. We're doing technical stuff, software training, tips about, we got our Reverend Arthur Leak is teaching grant writing. So for those who want to get some money to help get the equipment, he's going to help show you how to write grants and give you information about grants that can get you money for your ministry. We got Rachel Cullens is actually talking about succession planning, also talking about Google tips and productivity tips. So it's a lot of stuff. We got Elder J. Kyle Nicholson. He's the last person I had on the AJ interviews. He's talking about church emergency and talking about intergenerational synergy and how to not just minister to one generation in your church. That's why young folks and young adults are not leaving the church because they don't love God. They're leaving because you're not relevant. You're not talking to the generation. You're forcing them to listen to a manner that one generation is talking about, and you're missing out on skills. In the Bible, they didn't focus on one generation. They focused on all. He talks about that. So it's a lot of stuff. We got Dominique White, who's going to be talking about an intro to Worship Extreme. Presenter. We got Chuck Taylor is going to be talking about introduction to DAW and understanding audio. We got a team of media folks from Paris, France, going to talk about how to mix your audio for your live stream. I mean, we're from all over the world, so excited about that. Good morning, Brian Jones. Alan. Hey, well, good evening to you. Thank you so much. Let's go back over to JHB, talking about the network. Using the network just to network and control the PTZs, control, no NDI yet. No, you don't need a separate network for that. That's very, very, very little traffic for that. And if you're controlling them over IP, yeah, you barely, that's like sending a text file back and forth over your network. It ain't gonna affect anything. Mr. Clarence here, got iPad NDI connected to OBS, can see audio on monitor mix display, cannot hear audio on desktop and laptop. Is something missing in OBS preventing output to defaults? Well, are you trying to hear it yourself locally? Because if you are, what you need to do is go into OBS and you need to turn on monitoring. That's how you would be able to hear it. So if I came back over here to the computer, let me turn the stereo off. So if I wanted, maybe if I got on the right thing here. So if I wanted to get my audio in here, change it here. So if I wanted to hear this audio, I would need to come over here to the gear for the source that I want to hear, advanced audio properties, and turn on monitor and output. That's how I would be able to hear it locally. Without that setting, OBS, you're not meant to hear everything. Everything is going out to the people who are watching. So hopefully that helps you there, sir. Hey, Jamie, honestly, today I didn't get a chance to do it. I think he sent me some last time, and then I had to change some stuff up. So no, unfortunately not doing any of them today. He normally posts them in our Facebook group. So, y'all are more than welcome to join that. Okay, back to Oasis of Hope. If you're using one screen, if you're connecting to your projector, all you really have to do is, it would be an option for you to go in there and say that the projector is a second screen. So you don't need a physical other monitor. The projector is acting as your second monitor. So I would say check that settings. And how are you connecting the Mac to it? Are you going HDMI, Thunderbolt to HDMI? What's the physical connection to the projector? Back to Alan. I want to stream live using a phone camera, but I want to use OBS to display scriptures during the broadcast. How do I do that? The phone is the only camera I have. I have a video showing you how to do that. There are a bunch of apps that you can use: Droid Cam, OBS camera for the iPhone, or you can use NDI, whatever, to connect the phone to OBS, and then OBS just captures the scripture, whether you use a presentation program or you're just typing it up and putting it in there. I got a bunch of videos on how to do that. Pretty straightforward. I just don't have enough right here to do it, show you right now, but I do have a video on that exact same thing that you're talking about. Let me see if I can't bring it up, but I can see if I can show you where it is. Let me go to the videos, and let's go over here. Let's search for phone. Yep, there you go. How to add lyrics and scripture to your phone or tablet live stream. There you go. That should be able to help get you in a direction. Or, and this the other one, use your phone or iPad with OBS. And then iPad, iPhone, OBS camera, a bunch of them there. Hopefully that will help you with that. Back to Mr. Joe here. How much will laptop and HDMI signal strength be affected by adding a second monitor? It shouldn't at all. I mean, it's just sending a signal. If your laptop has the ability to have a second screen, it's already been taken care of. Now, I mean, if you're trying to run Fortnite, Hitman, and a whole bunch of games on each one, yeah, that might stress it out. But nah, hooking up a second monitor and stuff like that won't affect it in any way, shape, or form. Back to Dave here. As the head of the sound team, how do I properly convince the pastors at my church to invest in our sound and media team, even though we have a limited cash flow? First off, I would honestly tell you, don't convince anybody. You can't convince anybody. People can only learn when they feel that they need to learn. That's honestly a waste of your energy to try and convince. I've been dealing with that at my home church and just dealing with a lot of people. If they don't see it, they don't see it. The best thing that you can do is, like I jokingly like to say, I like to catch myself on fire and invite people to watch. Because honestly, after all the events of everything that's going on right now, if people just don't get it now, they just won't. You just have to be patient, and you have to do whatever you can do. Like, even, and I have no shame in saying this, that a lot of times my home church, they didn't listen and didn't think we needed anything. So I had to bust my butt, and I invested, I gave to do it to where sooner or later, sometimes they recognized it, sometimes they didn't. All the way up to COVID, I was doing all the live streaming stuff. Nobody really thought it was important. COVID hit, then it was like, oh, yeah, hey, AJ, thank you for doing what you did when we were trying to undercut and diminish everything that you were trying to share with us. I mean, I'll put it this way. Just like I said, Reverend Arthur Leak is teaching about grants that can help you get other money to do stuff. I've set up stuff with the skills that I had and did on Fiverr and raised money myself. There are ways that you can raise the money if it needs to be. What they say, if it's to be, it's up to me, stuff like that. There are ways. And the good thing is, on the Facebook group, you can ask. There's plenty of people who are in the same boat as you. But my first tip is, don't try and convince anybody. That is a pointless pursuit. Don't even waste your time trying to convince anybody of anything. Because if they don't see it, they're not going to see it. There's nothing that you can say to tell anybody if they don't want to see it. So hopefully that helps. Anthony, have you done any tutorials on the Decimator mini converters? No, I have not, because I didn't like the price at the time. I honestly stick with a lot of the Black Magic ones just because at the time they were in my price range. I might start to play around with them if enough people ask, but again, I just don't buy stuff just to be buying stuff. I have it for a purpose. So if a client specifically asks for that, yes, I will. But no, personally, I have not. But let's see if maybe Decimator will send me something, or whoever makes the decimators. But if not, I might look into it. But no, personally, I have not. Team RHO, document what went well and what hasn't gone well so that you can do a good retrospective. Then you can create mitigation strategies for those issues. Exactly. That is what I'm actually working on. I got a list. I mean, if you're talking to me in reference to the conference, yes, I am doing that as well too. Tim, hey AJ, can I get a recommendation for a PTZ setup? Recommended camera, connection type, etc. Low budget, mid budget, blessings. Well, I mean, right now I'm using a lot of AV cameras, SMT AV cameras are good as well too. ATEM imaging. Honestly, I'm working my way through all of them because I had, just like with the decimator question, I've had so many people ask me about different cameras. When it becomes in my budget, I actually pick one up because I don't ever recommend or give y'all any recommendations for anything that I don't personally use. So any of those cameras are fine. I mean, I need some more details on like what's your network infrastructure, how many cameras you need. Do you want to use RS-232 to control it? Is your network set up so you can control it over IP? I mean, I got somebody ask me about this IP controller that I got right here. I'm just waiting for my other cameras to come in so I can actually hook it up and do a video on it because unbeknownst to me, because I didn't read the manual, some of the AV cams, the SMT AV cameras, and the PTZ optics can be controlled over IP, and you don't necessarily need the RS-232. Instead of me trying to do it, I got this. Well, actually, I'm getting ready to do an install. So I actually bought this to test out. And if it works, hey, I'm going to install it. If it doesn't, I already got another set to go put it back to what I usually do. But, yeah, I need some more details on that. But, and it also depends on what's considered budget, mid-budget. Because some people, mid-budget is $15,000. Some people's mid-budget is $500. I need some more details. And you could always hit me up at questions@ajhomes.com. And, you know, if you don't want to put that info out there, you can email me and we can talk about something like that. One of the man, the myth, the legend is here. Mr. Josh, another one of our teachers, just joined. I can send you the memes if you need them. Again, AJ. Yes, please. If you would, I might have to add them through the ATEM. But yeah, if you do that, Josh, I will see if I can add them as best as I can in the middle of here. And I just do not know why the people upstairs is like they're having a bowling tournament upstairs. That, I mean, y'all can't hear it, but they be doing that up until like 3 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, Straight Productions here from Fresno, Texas. Hello. Thanks for joining. Back to Oasis of Hope. I'm using the Mac Mini, and the connection to the projector is HDMI. That is the only connection for the Mac Mini. Well, then it should show up as a second monitor. I would probably say, and I don't have my Ryzen Tosh up and working, but normally you would go to the Apple, go to System Properties or whatever it's called, then you have Displays, and then you have an option of saying, do you want it to be mirror or do you want it to extend? If you do it as an extend, it should show up as a second monitor, and you should have that setting in Presenter. Please try and see that, because you should, because that's exactly how all these Windows, Linux, Mac, all of them act the exact same way. Back to Josh. How do I fix a problem with my ATEM Mini where I am sending computer sound via HDMI to the ATEM and no sound is going in? How do I fix it? Do you have the audio channel on for that given input that you're using. So like if I come over here, and I'm liking this flow, maybe I should keep it like this. If I come over here to the ATEM software, you have each channel in here. Like right now, I'm only capturing audio from my mic in, but I have all these other ones. If you're sending audio there, you need to turn, excuse me, the audio on for the given channel that you're sending it to, and then you should be able to hear it. Or on the actual unit. Got to get more use out of this camera here. So what camera is that? 6? No, 7, 5. So, you know, what you want to do is hit the on. Just like that is even right here for each one of the inputs. That's where you would do. All righty. Hello, hello. Good morning, sir. It's been a minute. Love your consistency. Our church just leased a building, so we are doing a lot of small projects really soon. Awesome, awesome. Good to hear from you, sir. Hope everything is well with you. Streets of Destiny. Actually, you're out in Florida, because I was just down there. I forgot what part. I think you were, like, you said Tampa, if I remember. Yeah, I was just in that area. Normally when I go on vacation, well, not vacation, when I normally go to do projects, I kind of put that out there. So if anybody's in the area, I'd love to catch up and meet with y'all. But vacation, I only told one person where I was going. I told y'all after the fact because I needed to get away. Streets of Destiny, I'm using a Mac with OBS. Would it be better ATEM to OBS or OBS to ATEM for encoding and live streaming? Well, I mean, if you're using the ATEM Mini Pro, I would I would use the ATEM to do that. But again, it depends on your flow. Like right now, I'm using the ATEM Mini Extreme, which is more than capable. But with all the software that I'm doing, I could do it in reverse. It all depends on your workflow. If you have an ATEM Mini Pro and if your computer is not up to spec, like my streaming system is way more powerful than the ATEM. So that's why I'm using it to stream. But if it was in reverse, I would use the ATEM to stream. It all depends. Straight Productions. I have an ATEM Television Studio Pro 4K and need to play 2 songs via YouTube while streaming live using a web presenter. The issue, I want to run it through the ATEM within the media tabs. Honestly, yeah, the same way I was saying to Josh, play it as a player on one of your inputs and just bring the audio into your ATEM for that channel, and then you can play it that way, and then just have it full screen, or use the presentation software and send the audio the same way. It'll work the same way. That's how we do announcements and everything at church, and I teach other churches to do it that way. Which reminds me, this Sunday and next Sunday, I'm going to be at Spring Creek Baptist Church helping them because they're just now opening up. So we're going to be doing, maybe I'll take the camera and do a behind the scenes of, because I did do video there, but we're actually doing, they're opening back up, and we've been doing a whole lot of stuff when COVID was going on. But this is their first full Sunday of doing a hybrid service of people on site that they have to register to come to church. And then also keeping present of the live stream as well, and the production and things like that. So that's going to be exciting. Dalen Lee, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. My minister wants to see what on the projector behind him and song leaders. Use an HDMI transmitter from the computer to the pulpit. Is there a better way? Well, it all depends. What software are you using? I mean, are you trying to have the exact same thing? You can use a wireless transmitter. That's what I did at Antioch's Chapel. That's how I had it set up. Yeah, there are multiple ways. I just need to know what software you're using, and do you want it to show the exact same thing? Because if they're using the exact same thing, you would just split the signal, and you can put it on a transmitter. You can use HDMI over Cat 6 extender, HDMI to SDI. I mean, it's multiple ways to do that. So I think I already answered that question. Good morning, Pastor Alicia. Stephen Fuller. Hello, hello. Seat 767. Hello. Video streams. I installed 3 SMT AV cameras with PoE switch, and that controller you just got, it works really good. Awesome. Well, thank you. I'm glad that's going to work because the SMT AV is the same body as the AV cans. So awesome. So once it gets here, all my cameras get here today, I'll be able to play around with that. And I might actually buy another one of these for Union Grove, and that would make me not have to run more cables there. So yay. Thank you for that. Pastor Alicia, on the setup I have a delay on my internal TVs. Is there something I can do to fix that? So in her setup, everything is going, she has an ATEM Mini Pro. So like we've talked about before, they're using the HDMI out for the multi-view. And then the USB is going into their PC, and the PC's video out is what's sending the signal to the TVs. So if it's delayed, that doesn't make sense though, because you're using a Ryzen 3 3200G, which is more than fast enough. I mean, you could try a mini monitor and or maybe I'm thinking I have an Intensity Pro 4K that has an HDMI pass-through, and it just passes the signal directly, so it's not using computer resources at all to send the signal. Maybe that would help, but I don't know why it would be given a delay unless the system is having some issues. Yeah, I don't know about that one, which makes me think that Pastor Alicia is going to be calling me soon. So I was close. Panama City Beach also come through. Our beaches are way better than Tampa. Okay. All righty. All right. Oh, wait. Seat 767 is not a Bobby, but the Bobby. Hey, what's going on, man? Let's see. Have you ever seen an affordable multi-channel SDI HDMI converter? I'm looking into an SDI matrix, but I can't get past the idea of having so many small converters everywhere. Honestly, I have not seen anything because the only ones I've seen, they're not standalone and they're not a multi. I mean, like, are you talking about 1 to many or many to many? Like a 1 to 4, 1 input and 4 outputs, or 4 inputs and 4 outputs? Which one? Because once you start getting to some of those with SDI, I guess that's what justifies they have the price super, super high. So I don't know. So Straight Productions, what you have to do is you connect the output from ProPresenter 7. Say you have an output screen number 2. Have that connected to the ATEM. In the computer that's running ProPresenter, you need to set the audio to be sent from the speakers instead. You need to have it sent to the ATEM. So, for example, can I show it on this monitor? So y'all going to see everything I'm looking at right now. So down here, this is what I'm looking at right now. But down here on your speakers, I can click here. So right now, all of my sound is going through my speakers. But since I'm connected to the ATEM, I can come here. Well, actually, mine are disabled. Let me show you here. I need to turn this on. And all of these are inputs for audio that can be played. So if I say I enable this, So now in my setting, I have the option of, instead of audio coming out of a speaker, I have audio being able to go to the ATEM. So if I select this right now, and then I cut over to my software, you will now see that PC right monitor which is what I turned on, is now sending audio over to HDMI. If I did that and I played anything, a video or something like that, the audio would show up. So like, for example, if I open up one of the promo videos that I made for our conference that has music, let me pause it here. Maybe I should super source this. I think that, because I'm super sourcing itself. So anyway, so if I shrink this down so that we can see the audio, which is this track right here. As you can see, this bar is going because it's playing the audio. And if I turned it on, I mean, y'all are not going to hear it because I'm going through the Rodecaster. So I'm sorry, this was in the way. So I'm being quiet so you can see that this is pulling from the audio in here. So that's how it would go. So if I was playing this in ProPresenter and I had it set that way, all the audio would go out. And I picked the wrong screen. There you go. So hopefully that helps. Back to Micah. So if I have no ATEM Mini at the moment, I can still stream live using OBS with a low-end computer. What setup can I do to pull it off? Well, it all depends what you're talking about low end. I've played around and streamed with a Intel Nook, which was 2 cores, and I was able to stream, but it wasn't at HD. It was sub 720p. But it all depends. It's kind of hard to give. I mean, it's so many computer parts out there. It's kind of hard for me to say what is possible, because I know I have a lot of people like, hey, can you test this on this type of system? And I'm like, I do not have a bunch of motherboards and stuff sitting around so I can test on everything. But I mean, I need you to give me some specs on what you got, and I can give you an idea if it's possible or not. Back here for the splitter, mini to mini. I would, if you're looking for something like that, what I've done is used and again, I don't know your budget, but I did use the Smart Video Hub by Blackmagic. Why is the screen so big? Let's see. And I did that at Good Shepherd, and that worked well. Let's see. Where is it at? Routing. Yeah, so I used the Smart Video Hub, and you know, you have ones from 12 by 12, 20 to 20, 40, 40 for your inputs. But I mean, they will give you many ins to many outs, and they work well. But I mean, they do jump up in price. I installed a 20 by 20 at Good Shepherd, and they thought that was more than enough. But when we started filling it up, they're like, ooh, maybe we should have gone with the 40 by 40. But that is the most affordable one that I have seen and used personally. So I think that works great. Mr. Otis, what is going on? And you know what? And since we got Otis here, let me go ahead, and we got a bunch of people on here. So how can I do this so y'all can hear? I guess I can be quiet. No, I have to link it to y'all so y'all can hear it, because I don't have my audio. I'm doing my audio through something different, so that y'all can hear me directly. But let me see. I'm using Worship Extreme with vMix to show Worship Extreme on the projector. Okay. Yeah, I mean, then, so if you're only showing one screen, then yeah, you could, whatever your initial output, you can, I mean, I've done this before. You can get an Ori 1x2 matrix so that your computer will come out to this matrix, and then one box over Cat6 will go to one display, and then the other one will go to the back. I mean, that's around like ranging from $70 US to $150, and that would get you that. Sandra, hey, you're welcome. Hey, yay, whatever time you get here is good. And you missed your shout out. I said that you're my latest Patreon supporter. Thank you for that. No problem. Otis, I actually have 3 of them, and I have 3 more to go because I only had space for 6 teachers at a time, so I've only made 3. I still got some more to make, but they are actually on my channel. They're still as hidden right now because I haven't had a chance to put all that info. What I will do is in the Facebook group, I will put the raw videos that y'all can share out with everybody, and I need to make one massive compilation for one, but I think I might just do them as a playlist. So give me a little bit, Otis, and I will upload them to the Facebook group that you can download, the 3 that I have, and there are more to come. All right. And let me actually start doing that while we're chatting here. Always multitasking. Back to Micah. Go here. Files. No, I already answered that. Okay, wait a minute. If I have no ATEM mini, can I live stream with Loan? Do I use a capture card for capturing to OBS? Yes, or NDI, but yes, you would need to capture the device to do that. SCC Worship. How exactly do you set up the NDI PTZ optics camera, and what equipment is required for it if you only want to use an Ethernet cable? Well, I will use this one as an example, and I'm off camera. All you would need is a PoE switch. So this camera is actually broken. It's actually going back once this is over. It doesn't reset, so it's stuck right here. It won't go any further. Something the matter with it. But you would just connect Ethernet. You need to have a PoE switch so you can send power to it. So, for example, I have my PoE switch behind me. All right, so all we would do is you just need to have a PoE switch, plug that in, because you can see there's no power cables or nothing. And see, now you see it got power, and it's sticking right now. It's turning. But this is all I need. Now, this is sending power and it's sending network. And based off of what some other folks said, all you need to do is make sure you set this to get an IP address, and then get a PoE, not a PoE, but I mean, that would help, but an IP-based PTZ controller, and you would set this to the IP address of the camera, and then you just control it. Now, be on the lookout, because I'm going to do a video on setting this up, because people ask me about this. This is actually an install I'm getting ready to do at St. Paul's Church of God in Christ down in Emporia on Monday, actually. And I'm actually going to, when the cameras come in, I'll walk through how to set this up exactly, because that's what I'm going to use it for. But pretty straightforward. You just need a network cable, and all of them you need a PoE switch. You need to run an Ethernet cable to it. And especially if you're using NDI and the camera supported, then OBS or vMix, whatever software that supports NDI, you just put that as a source inside the software, and then you set up a controller, and that's it. But these ones are not NDI, but everything other than NDI I can show you how to do coming up. So back to the Damien. I was looking at the Smart Video Hub, but it's all SDI, and most of my sources are HDMI. I wish they made one that had HDMI inputs or a rack mounted converter. Yeah, I have never seen a no. Actually, I have the Ori HDMI 4x4 is the one I just recently reviewed that they gave me for Community Independent Methodist. That's a 4x4, and that's around like $500. How many inputs do you need? But that is 4 inputs and 4 dedicated outputs. I mean, you could daisy chain a couple of those. That might get expensive, but I mean, that could work. And I have a video on that if you like. And Facebook will only let me upload one video at a time. What else we got? Tropic Sounds. Hello, good morning. Deborah Berry. Please keep up the great work you do. I've learned so much from you in setting up my live stream and my church school. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm glad what I'm doing is helping. So Otis and anybody else, the first promo is uploaded to files in the group, and I'm uploading number 2 right now. So it should be available now. Both of them should be there. Back to Straight Productions. I'm guessing I can run this option through the Thunderbolt 3 port or headphone port. Yes, that would work as well too. Back to Micah. Saying his current setup is an i5 laptop using OBS, video sources, phone, tablet, and DSLR camera. How can I stream with file to ATEM Mini? I mean, well, you just need to have all the sources connected. So if you're using a phone and a tablet, there are apps that can send the video from the phone or tablet over USB or over NDI. And then for the DSLR, you need some type of capture device. Maybe one of these, maybe one of these $7, $12 capture cards. You can pair a couple of these up if you have the input, but just realize they take power in USB. That could possibly work for you. Back to Pastor Alicia. I believe I need to replace the PC. It's still with issues with OBS. However, I thought the TVs were going through the ATEM. No, they're not. Your setup, the HDMI is going to the monitor inside of your media booth. That's what gives you the multi-view. We could switch it, and it comes directly out to ATEM, but then you wouldn't have a multi-view, and then you can't look at the front or the back PTZ before you're moving them. Now, if you went with an ATEM Mini Extreme, you could, because then you can have the multi-view and you have the dedicated output going directly there. That would honestly be cheaper than going with another PC. Maybe that's an option. Dwayne Rich, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. AJ, bit of a complex one. We still have an old VGA projector as our main output, but we do have HDMI monitors to the side having major problems trying to get them working together. Any ideas? You need to put a scaler on them. That's what happened at Antioch. Supposedly the projectors were 1080p, but the company that installed them lied, and they were not. So our ATEM television studio outputs at 1080p, but when we tried to run a 1080p signal to the projectors that say that they support 1080p, it just acts up. So I ended up putting a up-down Blackmagic up-down cross HD converter that can scale it down, or you can just get an old-fashioned HDMI to VGA scaler. That's what I ended up doing as well. That scales it down to under sub HD, and that has worked for me. So all of the TVs in the church are 1080p, but our projectors are like 1024 or something like that. And it scales it and crops it in so it doesn't cut everything out. So maybe that would work for you. Basketball Sheriff South Africa. Awesome. Love your work, AJ. Fans from South Africa. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Otis is saying, check out the Facebook group. I'm testing NDI from a laptop to our control room. All right, let me see. Let's go over here and see what Mr. Otis has got going on. Okay, so let me come over here so y'all can see what Otis is doing. This is in the Facebook group. So he's at church and he's broadcasting. Awesome. Thank you, sir, for this. That's cool. So this is, see, you can learn so much stuff from people trying different things there. So that's over at NDI, going there. That's cool. Thank you so much. And Otis is another one of our teachers for our e-missionary conference. He is teaching vMix. That's what I should have uploaded. He is teaching vMix worship workflow. And let me get that one so I can bring it up here. At least the people I see who are on here, maybe I can bring them up. I didn't see Monty, but I'm gonna upload just a couple of these so y'all can see. We got Josh, we got Francisco. Y'all don't need to see me because y'all are already seeing me now. We talked about Dominic. What else we got? That one. Get Monty on here as well too. All right, I think we got enough. So let me show y'all just a couple of the classes that we got. All right, we'll start with this one. So let me go to input number 2. So here we go. So some of the slides here so y'all can see. So this is the Otis teaching vMix worship workflow. Mr. Chuck Taylor, introduction to DAWs and how to use them to enhance your live stream. Mr. Chuck Taylor is a professional radio personality. We got Justin Nava talking about church promotion strategies for 2021 and beyond. And we got our own Mr. Josh, generational specific ministry. Josh just turned 13, y'all. So, hey, you don't have to be 42 or 800 to do media ministry. People, they said, let a child lead them. A child will lead them. Mr. Francisco, the mindset for media ministry, talking about, hey, it's not just about pressing a bunch of buttons. You need to have a mindset behind why we're doing what we're doing. Reverend Arthur Leake, like I said, grant writing opportunities. Dominic White, intro to worship extreme presenter. We have Courtney, that is with 3 Aware, company that makes apps, church apps, and they're talking about healthy church engagement, how to keep people engaged in your ministry when it's not during service time. Keep them engaged throughout the entire week. We also got Mark Carter, ministry organization and job description, how to get the right people and understand and define what their roles are. And then we also have Matt, one of our many ministries from Paris, France, teaching audio mixing approaches for live streaming. And we also have Monty, another YouTuber out here and a friend of the channel, social media content delivery strategies. So that's just a sample of some of the classes, folks. And let me actually give you a quick tour of the website and what's to be expected from here. And let's go full screen. If you have been registered, I sent out an email with your login information. You probably got it twice. Most recent one is from this morning that I did, or late last night, where we had to change some stuff up here. So if we go over here to the website, like it is, it's completely 100% virtual. All right, folks. Maybe if I go to the right link instead. So if we come over here, emissionaryconference.com, HTTPS that is, you're going to come over here. And if we go to our speakers here, we got our speakers listed here. At least these are the ones that everybody gave me a picture for. If you're one of the people and you did not send me a picture, that's why you're not on here. The schedule I am building out right now, because we're waiting for the teachers to let us know what time they're going to do stuff. So right now we have session 1, day 1, which is the 24th. But you come over here and you can register. Like I said, it's $75 to get in there. If you want to donate to help the cause, you can always go up there as well. But if we log in, and of course mine is going to act up here. Hopefully it doesn't take me back to the admin page. Yes, and it did. Of course you would take me to the admin page. I want to see the website. All right, give me half a second there, folks. And for those who want to know, it is running on WordPress. All right, so we're here. So what's going to happen is once you log in, we're going to have different sessions going to open up. This is only shown once you logged in. So we're going to have keynote speakers. I'm one of them. Jay Kyle is going to be one. All of our discussions are going to be in here. And we have a chat, so we'll be able to see and talk back and forth with each other. Once the session is over, there's going to be a list of videos. So if you miss it live, you can always come in here in each section and then go and watch the video later. We have classrooms, 3 classrooms that each class is going to be held. That's going to be based on the time in the schedule. So that's all going to be listed here. I am working up, writing out all 40 some classes so that you can get a small description of what's going to be going in it. But please be patient. It does take some time. But I mean, that's just it. So even when this is over, this stuff is still going to be available so y'all can come and watch. So I'm really excited about it. A lot of logistics is going in here. There's no way I could have done all this by myself. So thank y'all for the people who are there. I can't give y'all enough thanks and praise and appreciation for all that y'all have done. All right. So I think I have talked enough. Let's run back over here, see where we left off. That was Otis. Again, thank you for that. Hey, Sam. Yeah, we're still going. Back to Tim. Can I control these PTZs without a joystick? Is it not recommended? I mean, you can control it with the remote. You can control it from a software directly. You can set it. You can set predetermined positions and then just press buttons like positions 1 through 255, and you don't need it. You can control it from an app over your phone. Yeah, you don't need a joystick. The joystick gives you more precise control, but I know other people who control it from the iPhone app if you want to. Greater Galilee Missionary Baptist Church. Thank you for your videos. We went from pre-recording service to live streaming service this month, and your channel has been helpful transitioning. Thank you. I'm glad to be of help. Bert Lee, hopefully that's how your name is going. I've purchased worship videos from worship site, and they still get flagged by YouTube and Facebook during live stream. Any ideas? We do have copyright licenses. All right, I get the same thing sometimes. So what you need to do, you need to contest and fight them. So like, for example, I'm gonna go here and see if I can see if anything has happened on my church's one so I can walk through and show you. I mean, because you're going to get them. The idea is wherever you buy them from, there should be an option to where you can be whitelisted so that you don't have to keep getting that stuff done. I'm going to see if I can find one because I think I've undone all of the ones that we've had. So let me see. Yeah, normally you would have something in here and you can come in and say that you want to contest it or dispute it. And then what you do is it guides you through to say, hey, are you sure you have all the rights to do it? And you finally get and say, yes, I have the right rights. And then at the end, it'll give you a box. You just copy the license information inside the box and then it'll be released. I know it's annoying, but that's unless they have an option to whitelist your channel so that you don't get it happening all the time, you're unfortunately going to have to do that. Kodeep, if you're asking about the conference, it's $75 US. I'm waiting to put my stuff, but I'm teaching on the e-missionary mission, OBS 101, ATEM mini deep dive. I'm participating on a couple of the group discussions, and there's something else. Oh, designing video systems for your ministry, what it takes that you need to design one yourself. See, most people who install this stuff don't tell you this. If you want to go with me, hey, I'm more than happy to help you. But at the same time, I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing so you can do it yourself. And then we're also doing live streaming gear with Anthony. And yeah, that's what I'm teaching. Oh, we got some people talking that they're in the same city in the chat. Awesome. Back to SEC worship. Have you tried using the PTZ with the Pro Presenter stream option? Thank you so much. God bless you with all you do. Recently found your channel and content is fire. Well, thank you. No, honestly, I have not used it. Back to what I was saying originally in another question, I don't like having stuff overlap as much as possible. I don't want to control the PTZs through Pro Presenter, or I don't even use Pro Presenter for streaming, but I might dabble with it, but I personally have not. I need to set up a studio, just a work studio of just playing with different setups. It's looking like I need to go in that direction as well, too. Stephen Fuller, my choir director is sending the sound from the soundboard to Logic Pro on a Mac. To the extreme. At times there are lags in the sound. Do you think that's the laptop? What would be another reason? That's the only thing I can think of, is the processing on the audio is what's causing the issue. What type of Mac is it? How old is it? But yeah, that's what you got it. It's most likely that's causing a lag. Let's see. Hey, you are welcome, and thank you. Michael wants to know, what is NDI? NDI is a digital standard that can actually send video and audio over your network. It was designed by NewTek. Sorry if I said that wrong, by somebody else. But they made this so you can send video and all this other stuff over your network. So it can actually do everything. So you don't need a switcher, but you do need a robust network, and you need some hardware because it needs to decode and encode and decode what's being sent over the network. It's gotten a lot better. Somebody wants me to do a collab with them on the most recent version of that. I need to follow back up with them to see what's going on with that. But yeah, it's NDI is like you need to check the device if it supports it. There are apps that you can download. I have a couple that I did reviews of for the iPad and the iPhone. and Android. The iPad one and iPhone one, if you look that up in my video, the time when I did the review, they made the program free. That was when COVID first hit. They have since reinstated the payment for those apps. So please don't send me a comment that it doesn't cost. It costs now, because when I did the video, it was free. And yes, I am aware that it does cost now. We got someone from New Mexico. Hello. If I have a long run 130 feet from an iMac to 2 Vizio TVs for lyrics, is it better to use SDI or Ethernet? I'm currently using HDMI with boosters, but TVs flicker. I would go SDI for that distance. Ethernet may work, but honestly, SDI is, well, you can go Ethernet if you're using HD-based T, because that is similar to some converters like this that I did a review from Ori. This HD-based T. This is rated for 500 feet. It sends video, audio, and power over Ethernet. If you don't want to do that, and that's $150, you can go convert it to SDI. SDI, you can run 300 feet, but the converters, you need an HDMI to SDI, then another one SDI to HDMI, would give you, can give you that as well too. So I would go with SDI. You can actually just do one and then split it at the end if both TVs are showing the exact same thing. That's just me. But yeah, that would work. Don is another one of our teachers. Got cut off. He says, I'm having problems. I'm thinking you're saying connecting, but let me know, Don. Back to Anthony. Any experience with Wirecast Pro 14? No, I have not. I had a goal for us to get to a certain patron monthly level, and I was going to actually buy the full thing for Wirecast, but all of the support from Patreon is what I would have been funneling into this conference. So maybe when the conference is over, maybe we can work on that. Pastor Alicia, this conference is going to be bananas. I'm so excited. You don't want to miss the conference. Yeah, absolutely. So Josh, we got another 13-year-old here. Awesome. See, it's so exciting to have people of different ages in different countries, creeds, everything like that, denominations all over the world, coming together and working together with the same interests, which is awesome. Back to Straight Productions. What could make a camera not show up in multi-view if using a Blackmagic bidirectional SDI to HDMI 3G? I'm using 12G SDI to optical HDMI connected. What switcher are you using? That would be the first thought I would think. Go back, there's Don. I'm having connecting vMix to send 2 streams out. You're having an issue connecting. Well, it depends. I'm using vMix as well, and sometimes it depends on Comcast. Normally my plan was to stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time, but for whatever reason, some days Comcast lets it work. Sometimes it doesn't. It's not the computer issue. It's just upload. So let me know. Yeah, I'm hoping it will be as well too. Had to pay a very big lesson in that one, figuring out what to do this time. But hey, what they say, you either grow or learn. I mean, what they say, you ever win or learn. That's what you do. You never lose. You always learn something. All right, Team RHO says need to go to every class. Hey, you may be able to. Some classes are going to be going on at the same time, but like I said, you won't be able to interact if you missed the live one. Would you be able to go back and look at all the content? Back to Lamar's Hampton. Do you have experience with the Android C700 PTZ controller? No, I do not. No, I do not. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, really, really looking forward to it. Hopefully, Like I said, this has been a vision from a long time ago that was given to do, and this isn't the end, folks. We're looking at doing some bigger, and I'm so excited about having a place that once a year and ultimately multiple times a year you'll be able to send your volunteers to and upgrade your media ministry. Say you're still making tapes and you want to learn how to make CDs and MP3s. You can send your people to one of our conferences and you'll learn that. Then maybe next year you're ready to move on to something else. And the idea is the majority of us are all volunteers. And to my knowledge, there's not a lot of things out there that focus on training the volunteers. That's what this conference is about. Training the volunteers and training leadership to understand the importance that media is ministry. They're just not the people that turn the cameras and the sound and the mics on. So I'm really hoping this helps. I'm doing this mainly because we didn't have anything at all. We just had to go through straight grit and research to try and figure out most of the stuff. And just like this YouTube channel, I want to put something in place that it's not just me talking, it's other people that I've collaborated with all over the world that are doing the same thing. And we've joined together for this sole purpose. That's why if you go to any of our sessions, no one, unless it's in the name of their ministry, is going to talk about their denomination, because that's not important to this. You know, if you want to sprinkle, dip, or dunk, that's fine. But that does not determine if I can help you or for us, because all of us have the same purpose. The end goal is exactly the same. So we just want to have something to help. Joel, hey AJ, on security cameras, what are your recommendation on where to put them in the inside or outside? We are planning to install 6. Don't know really where to put them. Well, it all depends. The main thing that I know, and again, I'm not trained in doing, ultimate certification to do cameras at prisons and stuff like that, because there is a certification for that. But for me, the idea is you want to cover every entrance and you want to cover every blind spot. And it all depends. I've had some to where it's like, hey, you can put it outside the door to catch anybody that's coming up to the doors, the perimeter, if you have anything outside that you need to maintain, or you can just put them inside the door, because the idea, you want to get it to where you can film and record as much as you possibly can before they have any chance to get to the camera to dismantle them or disrupt them or something like that. So I would say every single door entrance needs to have one, entrance into the parking lot, or especially any blind spots on the premises, I would think would be a good place to start. Anthony, what's the best way to get audio from a MacBook to an audio mixer? We have a sub-mix for our soundboard going to the ATEM Extreme, but there's no computer audio at the moment. For example, videos, and then got cut off. Like I was saying, it's like, it all depends. I mean, I would just run, if you are connecting to the ATEM over to your mixer, honestly, I would get some type of USB interface, and that would convert the audio to an out and then send that. That's what I would think. Anthony, yeah, man, I can't wait, man. You're going to be talking about all your knowledge of all these computers you've been building. I remember Anthony was blowing my Facebook and email up when he was building his first system. And now I think you're on your second and third, and aren't you like building them for other ministries as well too? See, the turnaround. You see what knowledge can do when you actually apply it? Awesome. I want to pass the conference info on to friends. What's the best place? Probably should know. I mean, you can, if you're on the Facebook group, those promo videos are out there. I'm going to put something together. Hopefully, I got to go and right after this, go to another church to test for a live stream I need to do for them. And I'll be back this afternoon. If you are a teacher and you are not in the Facebook group, we have an urgent conference meeting on Zoom at 8 p.m. Eastern today. All that information is on Facebook. Please do not miss it. I gave a tour, but we're going to be going over in detail what's going on with this site, and you need to be there. Another teacher here, Mike. Sorry I'm late, just popping in to say, hey, can't watch live today. Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. It was NDI and HD base T. HD base T. Steven, I'm not able to see all 4 monitors from my laptop through NDI on our streaming PC with vMix. I can only see 3 and 2 monitors go through. I can only see 3. 2 monitors go through a USB-C hub and 1 to HDMI. I can't see the HDMI port. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Don, the only thing I can think of is either just your upload or it's just the system can't handle it. Try and play with the settings. Try and do one of your streams, drop it as low as possible, and just see if it can stream. Maybe it's the bandwidth. Maybe it's the processing, something like that. That's the only thing I can think. You are welcome. Hey, thanks. I'm glad to be of help. Ray L. Good morning. Well, it's afternoon now for me. But hey, thank you. I really appreciate it. Isaac. When using Worship Extreme Presenter, every once in a while I lose video of my Mac while running ATEM software and require me to reset. Any suggestions? Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, do you have another option to run the software on a different system? Don't run it and just see if you have the same issue. Because now, even when I run my stuff, sometimes the software will flake out, but I think that's mainly because of the USB and I have to restart it. That's very rare, but I have gotten that as well. Sam was saying, may I really express appreciation that just because your kid is not top of the tree, you don't get looked down on. Hey, understand. Back to Stephen. We had the same problem streaming to vMix. I think you need to choose a better streaming location. We are in New Jersey, but we stream to a server in Maryland. Okay, thank you, thank you. Michael. Hey, I am great. I'm tired. Y'all can't tell, but I am really, really, really tired. But country and southern gospel. Hello from Northern Ireland. Awesome. I want to go to Ireland so bad. Bert, actually, AVCans gave me an auto tracking one. I installed it at my mom's church. We were able to use it once, but then I need to go back and help them with that. So, yeah. Hey, Otis, that's the one thing that all that info has changed. That's what we need to talk about. We're going somewhere completely different. Just because of some other stuff. So I will give you that info. If you want me to give it to you now that you can test, PM me on Facebook and I'll send you something so you can test. T. Hodge, I need a new computer for my church, preferably a desktop to run a projector. What's your suggestion? I can build one or go to my kit.co/AJaytheCEO, and I have a bunch of systems that I use. Nothing has changed because, there's hasn't been any reason to change that stuff right now. I've changed it a little bit because of the GPUs are still kind of hard to find. But if you go to kit.co/AJaytheCEO, this is where I have a lot of the systems that I build here. It's been a while since I've built one on here, but like the live streaming system is still exactly the same in here. And I don't know why it's taking a while for this page to upload. There it goes. So we got stuff in here. Almost the parts are exactly the same. Yeah, this is the most recent one that I've done. And I still stick with this stuff because it's still stuff that's reasonably available and things like that. So hopefully that helps. Yeah. Question was the difference between NDI and HD-based-T. HD-based-T is completely separate. It's in those devices, and it's a cable. That's it. NDI, you have a lot of contributing factors. It works great, but you need to make sure that your network is stable. If you're wireless, sometimes it might be slow. The computer might not be fast enough to decode or encode it. There's a lot of moving parts. It's good if you have the stuff in place. HD-based-T is just a box with a cable that everything is physically connected. There is no load on the system. It's just like you just ran a long cable, connect the computer to camera to computer to a TV, whatever. How can I learn about copyright content on live stream with YouTube? Well, the easiest way is don't play anything that you don't own or you don't have a license or permission to use. That's the easiest thing. Saying I don't own this doesn't mean anything. It doesn't do anything. Don't play anything you don't own. That's the easiest way. Now, there are a bunch of, who was it? It's a lawyer, the YouTube lawyer. What's his name? I can't remember him, but he has a good video on that. Trying to think of his name. Not him. Because I actually, what is his name? Oh, there, here he goes. Ian Corzin. That's his name. He's a lawyer, and he talks a lot about stuff like that. This guy, your social media lawyer, talks about a lot of stuff about copyright stuff. Here's one of his most popular ones, fair use. That's another one related to that. I will put him in the chat. I mean, not in the chat, in the comment section. But he knows his stuff, and he's an actual lawyer, so he'll tell you straight. Stephen Fuller, just want to give a shout out from Northwest Louisiana. Thanks for all of your help. Keep on keeping on and being a blessing to others. Well, thank you so much. D, my admin here, do we need to send coffee? No, I cannot stand coffee in any way, shape, or form. I will use straight willpower over having to drink coffee. I'm awake and because I'm excited what I'm doing, but when I'm done and I have to go drive to the Suffolk Church, I'm going to crash. And I just realized it's 12:30, so we're going to be shutting this down because I need to be there at 2. I'm about ready. D, I'm about ready to forget my appointment. Which calendar do I have this on? Yeah, it's at 2. I have my on-site at 2, and then the emergency, I won't say emergency, the urgent teachers meeting is at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I'm going to answer 2 more questions, and then we're going to be up and out of here. Micah, Comcast is your ISP. Yes, it is. That means simulcast needs a higher bandwidth. If bandwidth is a problem, then use RTMP. Online streaming would help to broadcast to more platforms. Have you used one? Yes, I have. I actually use Vimeo, and they handle all that on their end. But with this, I was using the multi-streaming directly from vMix, which normally works well. It's just sometimes they do this. All right, Otis, I will send you an email. Well, actually, I'm going to send you the info, which you can use to log in here shortly. All right, last 2. Okay, I will look and see if I was talking to you about before about building us one. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Nathan, our church had an HDMI switcher installed along with HDMI to Cat 5. Cat 5? Why? No, Cat 6. Cat converters to our projectors. The switcher and the converters are not the best. And now, no picture after 5 years suggestion. If you want to keep them, honestly, the converter still might work. Switch it out to Cat 6, and maybe that will work. If not, there are some Aura-based or some other HDMI to Cat 6 converters that you can possibly use. If that doesn't work, I would say go to SDI, to be quite honest. Alrighty, folks, I think that's it. Need to get dressed, already cleaned up and all this other stuff like that. So really excited, everybody. Again, you can always go to emissionary, HTTPS, emissionaryconference.com to get registered. And again, this is, you don't want to miss it. This is the first of its kind. Really excited about it. Being able to help a whole lot of people with a lot of media ministry. So it ain't going to just be AJ blabbing. It's going to be highlighting some of the people that you've been chatting with and knowing their expertise, helping to give them a platform to help other ministries. And I'm hitting the wrong button here. But yeah, I'm excited about that. Thank y'all so much for being here with me. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Hey, and don't forget to share this with other ministries, not just your own local, because you pretty much there's probably another church within spitting distance of you. And we all need to work together and help us move and shape and share the message like never before. Because that's the Great Commission. That's what we're all trying to do. And I just want to help do my part to help empower y'all and give y'all some knowledge to help make your journey a little bit easier, to help you reach just another person. That's what it's all about. So if nobody's ever told you, thank you so much for what you're doing. I appreciate you. And I appreciate your dedication to learning more. And I just want to help you as much as I possibly can. So y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, whichever one it is. And we will see y'all in the next video. Later, folks.